Now we will open our session to the floor if there is any question for Dr. Riza. Audience may use the raise hand features or can type the question in the chat box. Is there any question? Okay, first we'll take a question from Mr. Nawai.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Doctor, for sharing very knowledgeable session regarding this. My question is that you have discussed this hydro, solar panel, and these things. So my question is related to the atomic energy power that nuclear plant generation electricity. Because I have worked with this plant, atomic energy. So, what do you think that the role of this nuclear power plant for the generation of electricity? Can you uh, let me know? Thank you.
Yeah. Can I answer that, or you are asking some question? No? Okay, then I will answer that. Yeah, it's for every question. There. Okay, thank you, Mr. Nawai. Yeah, actually, nuclear power, we know that has been discussed quite often, and many people consider this as actually the solution for energy growth. Uh, True, I mean, because of the efficiency in this nuclear power generation, that with a very small footprint, you can actually generate power that can bring fulfill demands of so many customers. It's true. I personally quite natural with nuclear power, meaning like if we can show and convince the society and eventually the decision makers that a certain nuclear technology is, in addition to very efficient, is safe, uh, I think it should be considered. But here, at least in Indonesia, we have the direction from the government that we still consider nuclear power as basically last resort compared to other renewable energy sources. So that is more like the direction from the government to focus on the let's say conventional renewable energy sources that is abundant in the country. In Indonesia, we have like plenty of geothermal, hydropower, solar power, wind power, even sea wave, yeah, tidal power. So the direction for the government is actually to focus on that. But personally, I'm not against nuclear power, but I think we need to convince with a very strong case that is not only efficient, but it's also safe, including from natural disasters, sabotage, and some a very we need a very precise project management, project construction, operation and maintenance, etc., etc. So that may be my question, Mr. Nawai. My answer
Yes,
to your
you are
question,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, you are right. Because I have seen that those, if you are working with nuclear, then those plant will be designed outside the city, very far away, because of the natural disaster, as you say. You are right about this. Thank
Okay,
you.
You're
okay, thank
welcome.
you very much for the question and answer. Okay, then we move on to the second question from Mr. Puva.
Yeah, morning. My question for today is Malaysia has a very hot and humid tropical climate. Why can't car manufacturers come out with a simple and affordable electric car with roof mounted solar panels that will charge the car's traction batteries?
Mhm.
Yes.
So, sorry, the main question was again how we can improve the solar panel efficiency, or should we move to another technology, or bisa
No,
tukar?
I mean like why can't car manufacturers can use like solar panels so that we can charge the car's battery,
Hmm.
the traction batteries. Why can't they move? Why can't they manufacture?
Hmm. Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
question.
Yeah. Thank you for your questions. Yeah. I mean, if I understand correctly, the question was like, why can't we charge the battery for electric vehicles from, let's say, solar panels? Uh, yeah. Uh, of course, theoretically, yes, we can do that, but then it depends on, because again, we understand that we need to have always balance between generations and the load, right? So again, it depends on how much electric vehicles unit, hence the batteries that we need to charge, and how big or how much we can implement the solar panels to charge the batteries. Maybe I will talk about the small scale, for example, a house. Now in Indonesia, it starts becoming more and more popular to have electric vehicles, electric bike, as well as electric cars, and also becoming more popular people to put a solar panel, a rooftop PV panel at their homes, residential. And from I myself have not actually have this. I mean, I have not put like rooftop in my house, and I'm still having combustion engine cars. But for some cases, I understand that the battery size, especially when we are talking about electric cars, that the energy from the cars, which is like I think between 30 to 60 kilowatt hours, yeah, battery size, uh, it's still quite challenging to supply the full electricity from the rooftop that may generate just around, I mean, let's say average houses with rooftop may have like 3,000, 2,000 to 4,000 watts, yeah, depend installed on your rooftop. So basically, it's not enough to charge your batteries. And additionally, we have to see that in in ideal case, we actually will drive our cars during the day when our rooftop at home is generating most of the power. So that is maybe another practical reason why it's not always easy to charge your battery from your electric cars from the PV that you, let's say, install for that purpose. Of course, we may argue that we can install the PV panels at the workplace, but then it's another issue like how many cars, how many colleagues, bring electric cars to your working place, and how big the rooftop of your offices can be implemented by the PV panel. So again, in my short answer, it will be depending on practicalities of how many cars will be charged electric cars and how big is the, the place where the cars will be parked most of the day. Maybe that in short. So it's not really answering yes or no, but hope you get the idea.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Riza. Is there any more question? Okay, we have question from Mr. Haris. Can you proceed with your question?
Yes, hello sir. My question is, as you know, the hot and cold climate country is a very different in geographically. So what kind of power sustainability has been applied in cold climate country? For example, like Greenland or Antarctica, like that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the questions. First, I mean, in my presentation, I focus on the uh, Indonesia, yeah, the Indonesia, geothermal, hydro, solar, and wind power. But if we take, let's say, one by one, yeah, let's start with the solar power. Actually, intuitively, yes. I mean, if we see countries with like this desert, yeah, desert like the Middle East, or Africa, or Australia, uh, North or South America. Yes, true. I mean, when we have like uh, so much heat generated because of quite intensive solar irradiation. When we talk about concentrated solar power, yes, some countries have some advantages. But when we are talking about photovoltaic, actually, uh, true that I mean, country like Indonesia or Malaysia, maybe close to the equator, have like a constant sun and light during the day throughout the year. Yeah, let's say we have average, I don't know, 12 hours maybe per day. Have sunshine with average 4 hours in average that PV panel can generate at a maximum power. But actually, even in the north sphere, yeah, it's true. During winter, maybe they only have like 6 hours or even less sunlight. But during summer, they may have like 18 hours or more. Therefore, we always read news like during Ramadan. When Ramadan falls in the winter time, it's short. During summertime, it's long. So what I'm trying to say, throughout the year, the power generated from this PV may be the same or not much different because it depends on the light, not on the heat. Yeah, when we have a PV, and also actually the PV panel is more efficient when the temperature is low. So this is one of the reasons why solar power is among the most popular because it can be implemented practically in all over the world. And wind is maybe less than solar, but still we may have some areas that's a bit windy compared to some areas in the country. But basically, when we are talking about renewable energy in general, yes, there are some other sources that may be implemented better in one country than the others, like in Iceland. Geothermal is quite abundant there compared to other countries, and maybe some other countries, the hydropower, like in Norway, they have a quite good potential for hydropower. Also in Sweden, which is running rivers. So yes, not every country is the same, but what I'm trying to say is like there's always potential of renewable energy to be explored and to be implemented in different countries. Uh, Maybe it's enough, maybe it's not enough. Therefore, we also consider to have like in many countries gas as an intermediate of energy transition before we are going really zero emission in 2060, for example, in Indonesia, or maybe nuclear power, like the question from Mr. Nawait, can be one of the options. And we have like again a safer and greener nuclear power in the future. So yeah, in short, we have plenty of flexibilities, and that's what we need to explore. Maybe starting from what we believe is more potential around us. That may be my answer.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Reza. Is there any more question from the floor? Okay, if no more question, we have reached the end of the session. Before we dismiss, let us turn on the camera and take a few snaps.